Hey there, I'm Jeannie from Bo Beanie Creates, and I wanted to work on a work in progress, this time from Magical Dawn for Whip Day. And so this one here, this fish page, I worked on in a live stream the other day, and I thought it would be fitting to go ahead and finish this up. So let's get started. Actually, I noticed that I need to do his eye here, so let's go ahead and fill that in. And I'm just gonna leave these little areas here uncolored, unfilled in, and so they're kind of white, and depending on how it goes, I may or may not add Posca to that. And then I've just got a few things to do here and there on this, not a whole lot, so hopefully we can get a bit done. So we'll leave that alone. I notice, let's see here, I need to fill in these guys here, so let's go ahead and do that. So I've got my glitter gel pen, and I think what I'll do is, these are sometimes hard to see with my hand here. I'll try to move my hand to the side a little bit so you can see, but I just want to fill in here with the gold gel pen. I'm sometimes guilty of getting my hand in the wet paint or wet gel pen, so I'm going to try really hard not to do that. And so I thought this would be pretty. We'll just do the glitter gold gel pen on these bits here, and then I wanted to add some extreme glitter paint, so I thought that would be a nice addition just to give it a little bit of sparkle, so we'll do that here in a second. And then the other thing I'm thinking is maybe I need to outline the bubbles with some white Posca just to make that a little more bubble-like. So let's come down here and get these guys. But I had such a nice time in coloring this page on the live stream. It was just so much fun, and it was just a little impromptu live stream that I did, and it was just great to hang out with some friends and color this. And I'll tell you, this is a buddy color, and I wasn't sure I was gonna love coloring, the fish, but I really did. I mean, it just came together really well. I love the colors, and in a lot of ways it was a bit of repetition on the scales, but it was sort of just what I needed. Sometimes it works out that way, where things are, I don't know, just what you're looking for at the moment to satisfy your coloring craving, and this was that for me. So, and I get to finish a buddy color, so I was excited about that. But I love this book. It's, Magical Dawn, but it really is one of her, I think, more magical books. So, I mean, they all are, but I just really, really dig this one. Okay, so just finishing these up as kind of quickly as I can. So when you guys watch this, I will be camping, just a quick little getaway trip. We had hoped to get away the end of March, and that just didn't pan out with my husband's work. So we're just going to do a real quick little getaway, and we're going to go with a little group of friends and have some lake time and nice company and enjoy the outdoors. It should be beautiful weather, so I'm excited about that as well. So I thought, you know what, let me just get this recorded so that I can schedule it to be released on a regular Saturday whip day. So when you see this, I will be camping. All right, so that is that. I think what I want to do now is do these bubbles like I had mentioned. So I've got a really fine Posca. I'm going to try really hard to stay away from the gel pen. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stop the video a second, and I'm going to dry this, and then I'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. So I'm going to go ahead and take my Posca. Let me get that shook up a little bit. And then I just want to go around these little bubbles and kind of try to hit the outlines of those a bit, or maybe fill them in, depending. And that way I can maybe I haven't decided yet, but these might be pretty to have the extreme glitter. Let me show you. This is what I've chosen as the, oh, excuse me, it wasn't, it was the Glitterific. Folk Art Glitterific. Say that 3 times. So I'm hoping that stands out a bit and makes this pretty. So this was actually a pretty quick little page. I was pleasantly surprised. Now I want to put the glitter on this too, but I am not going to outline those. I think it's fine the way it is. And I don't want to lose the, I don't know, the detail of the little, whatever those are, you know, gem looking dangles from the end of the tail. So I think I'll just leave that outlined and not worry about, you know, filling it in with the Posca. So let's come up here and get this going. So I hope you guys are all doing well. How have you been? What you working on? I decided against putting out a April plans video. I had thought about it, but in the end I really wanted this month to be loose. I kind of feel like in some ways it's going to be, I don't want to say busier, but you know, I don't know. I just thought I'm going to give myself the freedom to just grab whatever I want to, and so that's what I've done. And I have to say, I've really enjoyed that freedom. So it can go either way for me. I mean, I think the good news about making a plans video is that you have some things automatically that you know that you should probably draw from and color. But I just wasn't feeling it this month, so I went with the no plan version of coloring this month. So, and I have no idea where that'll take me. I'm really not sure at this point what books I'll grab, and that's good. So I also need to decide what I want to take camping with me, and that's always a fun but sometimes difficult decision, just because I don't want to bring too much, but then again, I want to give myself some choices and that type of thing. So I'm not really sure. Yeah, I don't know. That is to be determined. Probably a good idea would be to bring that Coloring Heaven magazine that I was working on in a stream. It was the fantasy creatures, and it's entitled Billy Basement. You know, I named my pages, but I did not name that one. That's what it was called. But that one has a lot of detailed pages, and if you don't know the one I'm talking about, it's by Chet Minton, and it's a basement, a boy holding his dog who's scared, going down the basement steps, and there's a monster at the bottom, well, in the basement, you know, a real creepy monster. And going down the steps into the basement, there's just a ton of different, I'm going to reach, and pardon my reach here. So going down the steps of the basement, there's all sorts of toys and clutter and little items to color in. So that might be a good one for me to bring, just because it's very detailed, and that'll keep me busy. So in a relaxing sort of way, you know what I mean? I like to color while we're just kind of hanging around the campfire, and that would be one that would really enable me to, I don't know, sort of do lots and lots of coloring, but just on one page because it's very, very busy. So we'll see. Oop, I forgot this little guy right here, so I'll have to go back to that one. But that might be a fun one to color. You know what, I'll have to make a mental note to grab that book. I used to date my pages, and sometimes I'd put a little note like, you know, where I was when I colored the page, but I've since stopped doing that. So, but that always would just make me smile when I'd get to a page that would say, you know, colored at such and such a lake, that type of thing, and it just always made me smile. Okay, so I do not want to smear my Posca, but Posca dries pretty fast, so I don't feel like that's too big of a risk. Let me rotate this. Sorry for that, guys. And I'll get in here and get these bubbles at the top here. And then we'll be able to get to the fun part, the glitter part, which is, I always like those finishing touches at the end, you know. I remember seeing a video a long time ago, and the person said something to the effect of, you know, don't rush the end of your coloring pages, because that's kind of like putting the sprinkles on top the cupcake. You know, it's the fun part, so don't rush the end, you know, just enjoy the process and then enjoy being able to put those little details in at the very end. So that's what I'm thinking about as I'm doing this, is that part's going to be kind of fun. I wish I could remember who said that. It was a color tuber, but I don't remember the name, the channel, but it was good advice. And sometimes I feel like that's what makes the difference between my pages, like when I really like them and when I just sort of like them, is how I rush the end of the coloring session. And if I rush it and I just say, you know what, that's good, I'm done, sometimes those ones are not my favorites, you know. All right, so I think that's pretty good. I think that's pretty good. You know, some of these are like all the way filled in, some are not. So we'll call that good. And then I'm super excited about doing this. So let me get a little bit going here. Oh, this is interesting. This one doesn't have the, it doesn't have the little squeeze nozzle top on it. Okay, I guess because it's so thick. All right, so I've got a really fine brush here. So I'll go ahead and start with that. And I think maybe I'll try to work over here so that I don't have to work in wet paint, and see what we think. I really hope this is a lot of shine. Oops, that was a big old glob. It's always, to me, disappointing when I can really see a whole bunch of like fun glitter bits and glitter gel pen bits that don't show up on camera when you show the, you know, finished pages. I guess really the joy is just as the colorist being able to, you know what you put into it, and being able to see those things in person. I guess that's the bigger part of it. But I'm always a little disappointed when you can't see those on the video. Okay, so I got a little bit outside of the crystal. I don't know that that's a big deal, but But putting the glitter bits on always just sort of brings a smile to my face. I guess I'm sort of a kid at heart, really, you know. Well, it looks pretty so far. I think some of it I can see where I may want to go back over. You know what, like here, I'm gonna try to go back over some of these. I don't want to make it wet, but oh man, I keep getting these thick bits of glitter. Okay. Something like that. I need to get new stickles. They're about all used up, so those are always a nice glitzy look, but and I have a decent little collection of them, but they're either sort of drying out or used up, so can you guys kind of see that? Hopefully. I hope you can see that. Okay, let's do these bits down here. I like the way the white looks on the blue, you know, the little bubbles. I think that turned out pretty good. And I may go back and add some glitz to those as well. We'll see what we think here in a minute. Ah, I got some paint, some Posca on my fingernail. And probably the rest of the day I'll end up with some glitter. Inevitably, I'll end up with like glitter on my cheeks or something like that, where I've sort of inadvertently touched my face. That happens, and that's always so difficult to wash off. For some reason, those little glitter bits like to hold on for dear life. I remember one time my son and his friend were getting ready for, you know, some event, and we used glitter for his friend's costume. I'll tell you what, I ended up with glitter like for years, I think, you know, just sort of here and there. Like you think you're careful and you think that, you know, it's gonna clean up easily, but those pieces are so tiny. Oh, there's a fun, nice big piece there. Yay. See if I can pick up another one of those. But yeah, we ended up with glitter like everywhere, and we only had used a tiny little bit of it, but it did not want to clean up properly, I guess. So every once in a while when the light would hit it, just right when you're kind of walking down the hallway or something, you'd see these little bits of glitter. You know, no amount of, you know, vacuuming or, you know, whatnot was gonna get rid of those. So, oh, I love these big bits of glitter. Those are so fun. Yay. I swear, I am such a kid. Okay, I'll go like that and see if I can make some of those come off onto the page. And the other bit of the glitter episode I can remember is I took my mom to her grandchild's, you know, my niece's baby shower, and when we went home, they gave my mom, she was like, she thought one of the table scapes was just so pretty, and they said, here, just take it home, and it was just filled with glitter, and I just sort of cringed, like, oh my gosh, that's gonna get all over my car, and it did. And that was another one where it took literally forever for that to eventually get vacuumed out. No matter how hard you try, that stuff just holds on. And she was so proud to have that little tablescape. And she put it in her house. It was like a little piece of the baby shower, you know, at home with her. And she was so proud of that. But I was a little less than pleased. I tried to kind of keep it to myself, though. Not try to be too irritable about it. But, I mean, glitters, let's face it, glitter's always a good thing. But it's not a good thing when it's in places that you didn't intend for it to be, like your car. But that's okay. I guess the one thing that can be said is whenever I'd see one of those little bits of glitter, I would always think of that occasion for sure. So, all right, so it looks like that is pretty good. I'd love to hold this up to the camera and see what we think here. Let's do that. And I really, really hope you can see. I'm showing you the bottom tail first. Let's just see. Can we see that, hopefully? And then we'll go this way a little bit. What do we think? I hope you can see that. All right, so I think I'm going to round it out by just putting a few little dots here and there on the bubbles. So let's just go ahead and do that. I don't want to get too carried away. But, or maybe I do. Maybe I do want to get carried away. Oh my goodness. Come on. That is a big old glob of glitter. Okay. Sorry for the sniffle there. Just a little bit. That is gooped up. I'm excited about this page. Sometimes it's like that where some pages you like more than others, I think. And this just maybe it was just the whole experience of, putting it together, but it was a happy little page. Boy, I sound like I can't think of his name right now. Happy Little Trees. But it was a good experience. So I will look back on this page with fondness, and I think it turned out pretty good. I see a couple little areas where I can, like here, where I can kind of fill in some pencil work a little bit better. I always like to kind of go back and, just take a final look and make sure everything looks all right. So I can see a little bit of that could be done, but overall, we're about on the home stretch here. Here, I got a really big glob here, so let's see if I can get some glitter in there. Cute. Okay, a little bit there. This is going to be a record for me, having a buddy color done this early in the month. I think. That's a big piece of glitter, so I'm trying to choose a big... Oh, goodness sakes. Okay, I know some of you are going to call me on that. This is because I dropped it. Dropping a paintbrush is definitely worse than dropping a pencil, right? That probably is a few strikes against me. But to my credit, I really didn't make a mess. I probably shouldn't say that out loud, but see those little bits of the bigger glitter? You kind of have to manhandle those onto the page a little bit. See, like right there's a bigger one. There we go. Got it. Yay! On the home stretch here, guys. I think I'm gonna call that good. Good for the glitter. Go rinse off my paintbrush and all that good stuff, but I like it. I think this is pretty cute. Can you see the glitz, hopefully? You know, let me do this. Let me zoom, like, let's go like that so I can get more of the page. But I'm gonna see, can you see anything glitter-wise? I hope. I like it. This makes me really happy. So we'll zoom one more time like that so you can kind of, oops, sorry for the jiggly camera, but I think he's turning out super cute. I am very, very pleased. So thanks for joining me on another WIP day. This always helps me so much to be able to chat with you while I'm coloring a page, and I hope you guys worked on something along with me. That's sort of the goal of these videos, is that it gives you a little bit of company. That might be a little bit too much, but I'm not going to stress over it. But my hope is that you guys get to enjoy something while you're watching these videos. So thank you for joining me, and I will see you on my next video. Have a wonderful weekend. Take care. Bye now.